Good day all, it is 8:22 on what we're told is the 3rd of November 2024. I'm Basil, broadcasting Truth and Therapy, BBTT. Here I am on my channel, the Self-Preservation Society, unless you're on YouTube where it's Truth and Awareness, and here I am using the talking stick. As always, look in the description box below wherever you are. And if you're not watching on my main Bitchute channel where all my work is, there's a link to it below there and my contact details, etc, etc, should you wish. I don't know quite what the title of this upload is going to be, but I put a post up in my Facebook group the other day, yesterday I think it was. I thought you should know that Spain recently pulled out of a weapons deal with Israel. I thought you should know that. And I also posted a video of what I can only see as a harp ship in the waters, not too near Spain, so it's said. So, fucking mobile now. Jesus, wrecked. You think you're powerful because you got a mobile? A cell phone? They've got this ship that can bring about devastation and whatever to all and sundry. I just woke up and Ted D. Liege, L-E-G-E, put a post up video of a bloke explaining why you don't own nothing. You know, like your house. You think you own your house. You've paid the mortgage off, this, that and the other. And he explains you're still paying property tax in the US or whatever, and all the other taxes like for the services that you have, this, that and the other. And if you don't pay them, your government can take them off you, just like they can your other intellectual property, your children, this, that and the other. It is beyond me, the older and supposedly wiser I get, that people can't see this. And it is beyond me why, you know, with all the awareness that there should and could be, with how the world is run, there is so many people, incarnated souls on this planet, on this plane, on this earth, whatever you want to bloody call it, that are sharing knowledge, information and wisdom as to how this all works here, and nobody's listening to them. Nobody's listening to them. Or at best, what they do is just stick a thumbs up or something like that. You know, there are people doing it, and I witness it, and I see it, and I honour them, pay homage to them, because they're doing what they're doing, because it's the right thing to do, and they do it for the right reasons, just like me. Last night, I cut my nose off to spite my face, you might say, because I could have gone to the EDL event at St Peter's at Broadstairs and watched Mary Ward, the medium, and whatever. But I didn't. I could have gone over there, paid my £6, because, and I do that willingly because the money goes to charity, this, that and the other. But last night I didn't. And it's probably just as well that I didn't. Because I realise whether you like it or not. I don't care who's listening. I'm becoming more and more vocal. And if I'd have sat there last night and no mention was made of what had happened in Tennessee and North Carolina, or what's happening in Valencia, or what's happening in Palestine and Lebanon and this, that and the other, what is the point of going to listen to these messages from disincarnate spirits? What do they teach us? They're here. The ones we need to listen to are here. And with all humility, I'm one of them. Whether you like what I say or not, whether you resonate with what I say or not, whether you comprehend or understand what I say or not, is by the by. We're all different. We're all absolutely different. Different states of awareness and knowing this, that and the other. There is, I will concede, because I've just said it, signs of people waking up. And that's all there is. There's signs. There's nothing else. It's just signs that people are waking up. Me sitting here doing this, it's just words. It's just words that I'm sharing. The words are absolutely fucking meaningless that I speak or anybody else speaks unless we turn it into actions, which is what our controllers do. They turn their words into actions to control, to dominate and to enslave you. And we just sit there like pussies accepting it. How many of us stand up like Oliver Twisted and say, I want more? Please, sir, can I have some more? Give me some more of that taxing and domination, and give me some more of that control. That's what we do. I want more of the same. That's the best we ever do. There are no actions like the Toll Puddle Marchers, like Bodicea, like William Wallace, like Michael Collins, like Nelson Mandela, with question marks, I know. All these so-called leaders that rise up, there's always question marks over them. And, you know, their integrity, this, that and the other. You have to question everything. And never stop questioning. And that's a problem with the world. People might question now and again, and then they stop questioning. But it's not all bad. It's not all bad. I've been so heartened over the last few days to hear the stories of the Amish, and what they've done. Just picked up all their tools and supplies and gone to North Carolina and Tennessee to try and make a difference, because it's the right thing to do and they do it for the right reasons. I've seen pictures of hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of Spanish people walking together to go to clear up the mess left in Valencia. And it really did make me feel so good to see that. What could be better than that? What could be better than doing what the Amish have done, or those Spanish people have done? What could be better than that? I'll tell you. That we all stand together like they did in support of our fellow man. We've realised we're not human beings. That's not who we are. That's who they've made us. We are man. We are mankind. And if we stand together in the way that those Spanish people did and the Amish did for their fellow man, if we just had that will and determination, we can bring these bastards down, because they walk amongst us. As much as those truthers that I spoke about at the beginning, the incarnated souls, like myself, with all humility, like myself, that shine a light in the darkness. If we all stood together like that, we could bring that darkness down in the way they showed us we can in the third film in the Matrix trilogy, where all the clouds and the darkness was dissipated at the end, and nature was restored. In order for us to restore nature, which will happen with or without our input, nature, it's the one thing that I can see as I look throughout history. Nature, Mother Earth, always restores. Scarred, beaten, but she always restored. And life, to quote Jerry Marsden, goes on day after day. But we miss that life. We miss that life because we're too busy living. That's our problem. As human beings, we're too busy living. Man only has to live and know what it is to live. There's a fundamental difference. But there is hope. There is hope if we stop reaching outside of ourselves, reach within. If we're going to reach outside of ourselves, reach out to those fellow souls incarnated here that you have something in common with, can work with, towards a target that is in line with universal and natural law, LORE. By all means, utilise common law, LAW. But, really try to understand what it means. And I don't say that I do. But when it says in there that, for instance, an Englishman has a right to travel, has a right to build his own home, they corrupt all that with their taxes and their acts and their statutes and this, that and the other. We really, I can see no other way other than to bring government down like that man on the right tried to do. So they tell us. We've got to take back what has been taken from us. It was never ours to start with. The earth was never ours. It's just something that we, in an ideal world, can live upon and learn and become aware. None of us, very rare do we do that, because we're too busy living, chasing a living, earning their money. Please, sir, can I have some more? When you realise that freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, then and only then will you know what it is to be truly rich and wealthy. Chris Christopherson wrote some great lyrics there. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Think about that. Look at what is happening wherever you are in your part of the world. Look what your government is doing to you and your fellows upon the land that you're on. Stop looking at yourself as human beings, because you're not. That's what they've made you. You're man and you're mankind. When you can see that, we can make a difference. Look with new eyes to realise the real lies. Look at what your governments are doing. It doesn't matter what party it is. It really doesn't matter. For you in America that are going to the voting booths, this, that and the other, you will reap what you sow. The same as us in Britain and Australia and anywhere else, we reap what we sow. If we keep voting for somebody to lead us, we will reap what we sow. They will dominate and control us for their own nefarious agenda and for their own nefarious means. When you learn what it is to lead yourself, understand what it is, when you realise that freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, then and only then will you realise you have it all to gain and truly understand what freedom is. The only places that I can see any evidence of true freedom on this earth is them lost tribes in Borneo and in the Amazon. I can't see it anywhere else. I can't see freedom anywhere else. I might be wrong. You might come up with something that I've missed. Think about it. Don't seek to argue my points, what I tried to make here. Seek to understand the points that I'm making here. And when you can get to the bottom of it, or seek to go on a journey to get to the bottom of it, by going within, or you'll forever go without, we might be able to change things. You have the right to be angry, but that right comes with restrictions. It must be in accordance with universal law, LORE, and that's why it's called sacred anger. If harm, loss or injury is being perpetuated against you or your fellow man, then stand up against it. If somebody is causing you harm, loss or injury, you'll defend against it, won't you? Somebody comes to break into your house or steal your car, you'll try and stop it. But you have little or no comprehension or understanding of how your energy, frequency and vibration is stolen from you with every breath you take, in all its forms and variants. And I'm considered mad because I speak of these things. I don't care how I'm perceived. I care that my words, deeds and actions do not cause harm, loss or injury to another. I care that others' words, deeds and actions do not cause harm, loss or injury to another. I will stand up and speak out against it. Whether it's government or human beings doing it. Because I have this understanding of what it is to be man and to be kind. And I'm sure there is much more for me to become aware of. And I will continue to be open to new awarenesses, knowledge and knowing in order that I may know the way and shine my light on that way for my own benefit and the benefit of my fellow man, fellow incarnated souls, because I stand proud in knowing that I am Lucifer, the light, L-U-C-I, and the way, the fur, the codes, the knowledge. And I seek to share that awareness to enlighten, enable and empower all others so they can see the darkness that controls them and can see the glory of good in like what the Amish are doing, all those Spanish people are doing. It's interesting how they all come together, irrespective of their governments, who allowed these acts to be perpetrated upon them anyway. It's really interesting to me how they just come together despite their governments. Despite their governments. I wonder if the police tried to stop them Spanish people. I've seen no evidence of that. I've seen the evidence of how somebody, somewhere, tried to stop those lorries going to North Carolina and Tennessee when they stopped to fuel up at whatever, 51 lorries, I think it was, in that convoy, all had their tyres slashed. Just those 51, not any other lorry going about other business, just those. That wasn't Klaus Schwab doing that, people. Or Bill Gates. That was people that you probably lived by. Some of you lived by. In the same neighbourhood. This, that and the other. It wasn't even little grey men doing it. In their spaceships. It was people that walk amongst us. And I'll keep putting that thing up, and you'll see in a minute where you see the flesh and I see the spirit. And I keep thinking of Roddy Piper in that film, where those glasses in the film They Live, and then one of them said, "We've got one that can see." Well, I'm that person. I'm one of those, and I know I'm not alone. Such powerful stuff I've seen this week, testimony to empower and enlighten me that I'm not alone. But I'll tell you where I don't see it. I don't see it in the place where I come from 40 years ago. Don't see it in spiritualism. It used to be there. It's all in the libraries of spiritualism. How mediums used to allow themselves to be used in order to impart, either by inspiration or because they was entranced, knowledge and awareness and wisdom from other realms to empower, enlighten and enable us here in this realm. Not anymore. Spiritualism, medium, psychics, this, that and the other, is just a business. A commercial business now. There is nobody there. If there is, come and shake my hand, make yourself known to me. Don't, judge me by my energy and I'll judge you by your energy. By your deeds, you will know them. And you'll know me. I'm quite happy for you to do that. Quite happy for you to do that. If I cause harm, loss or injury, then come and judge me and I'll listen to you. But I don't live my life like that. I don't justify my existence, and validate my existence by how much energy, frequency and vibration, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual or otherwise, I can draw off other people. I judge my existence by how much my words, deeds and actions can empower, enlighten and enable another without seeking reward for it. So you should live your life, people. That's how you should live your life. At the bottom of my description box, there's a little quote of mine. Work for the self, but live for each other. And that's how I operate. That's how I roll. How many of us can say that? I know you're out there, and I honour and respect you. And I see you. Just like I see that. I see the dark ones. I see those that are after something. And I see those that are light and are just here to give. What do you see? Do you only see the television? Do you only see the government? Do you only see the pop stars and movie stars, the sports stars? This and that? I don't see any of that. So much talking about P. Diddy, this, that and the other. Every now and again, it was Epstein, it was Weinstein, and it was Jimmy Savile, and this, that and the other. It'd continue. And so it'd continue. Next week it'd be somewhere else, or next year it'd be somewhere else. And everybody would be saying, oh, that's terrible, this, that and the other. Words are cheap. You've got the power to stop all that happening. If you just join together with your fellow man and recognise your fellow man, you've got the power to change all that, to stop all that happening. But you don't. You're just a spectator. Day after day, month after month, year after year, incarnation after incarnation. You just watch it and do nothing about it. Well, that's got to change, people. That's got to change. Life goes on day after day. And it will continue going on in the way that it does. Reset after reset. Incarnation after incarnation. Until we stop and say enough is enough. And today is the best day to do it. Hokahe, it's a good day to die, cried Crazy Horse, etc. And it is a good day to die. It's a good day to put to death that which you think you are, and rise up like lions from slumber to that which you truly are. The power has always been with you. And you just don't understand it. You just don't understand it. Seek to understand that power. And see how you have willingly, unwillingly, knowingly, unknowingly give it away to others because you bowed down at some particular altar, politician, truther, medium, sports star, film star, etc., etc., etc. That power would be best served if you understood it, utilised it, and gifted it to those that need it. Not give it to those that want it and crave it. It's been interesting the last few days seeing the power of mankind. Those Spanish people walking to clean up the mess. Those Amish and others going to the Tennessee and North Carolina to help those people. Your taxes should be paying for all that. Your taxes should be paying for that. But instead your taxes are taken away to fund those that ultimately enslave you. And it's quite simple to me. If you're going to use money and took back complete and utter control of it, we could bring them down. We could bring them down so our grandchildren and their children and their children could live naturally and free. If you're going to use their money, then use it with independence. Don't tell me you're awake if you're using it on Amazon. Don't tell me that you're helping people if you're selling books on Amazon. I don't care who you are, Billy Carson, Paul Wallace, etc., 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 etc. Because I question anybody that seeks to free us and then using things like Amazon and whatever in order to do so. I question anybody that does that. But there's some good in the world, and for me it's nice to be able to bring it to you and to applaud it. The Amish and those Spanish people. If they can do it, so can we. If all you want to do is fight human beings, then you're dancing to the tune of your masters. Whether they be black, white, yellow, red, coming over in boats, walking over the borders or whatever. If all you want to do is fight human beings, you're doing what is the behest of your masters. Stand as man. Transcend the mind, the ego, and the spiritual self. Know thyself. And know what it is to live here. You must come here to live as a man. Not as a human being. You, the soul, must come to live as a man in order to know what it is to live and for your soul's development, progression and awareness. Otherwise you'll always be locked in the spiritual incarnation after incarnation as human beings. If that's too much for you to handle, then perhaps the next time round you'll get it. But the time is now. It's always now. And it's a good day to die. Hokahi. It's a good day to stop feeding that which ultimately only feeds your masters in the seen and the unseen, the heard and the unheard. Wake up, rise like lions from slumber. Your roar is more powerful than theirs if you roar together. Your energy, your frequency, your vibration is more powerful than theirs if we share it together. Neo wasn't the only one. So are you. Wake up to that. Go within or go without. Honour the beauty of the self and of the natural world. And when you honour the beauty of the self and the natural world, you will see the ugliness of spirit, as I try to show you here. And you will go beyond that dark, demonic, satanic, spiritual aspect of self to the true self, the light that you carry, that with full awareness you can shine within and without to illuminate the darkness and clear away the shadows of the self and those outside of you. Otherwise you'll forever be controlled by your own shadows and the shadows that they produce for you. This message resonates. Share the message. Don't share me. Share the message. Wherever you're watching it, share the message. My intention is pure. I seek nothing from you. That's why you don't see me. Because I want you to focus on the message that I speak, the memes, this, that and the other. Share that. That's what's important. If you want to be anyone else, be like the Amish or be like those people in Spain. Be like them. And stand with your fellow man. You're not just human, you are so much more than that. You're not just spirit, you are so much more than that. Seek to understand it. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in UIC and enemy. Mitahui Yasin, we are all related, we are all relatives, and I tell you, and I continue to tell you, we're all connected.